If you work anywhere near the creative industry today, the anxiety is real. There is a widespread fear that artificial intelligence is crashing down on graphic design, ready to replace human artists. This Gartner hype cycle plots emerging technologies. Generative AI sits at the highest peak of inflated expectations. Here, expectations outpace reality, driving the fear that algorithms can generate flawless user interfaces, finished art, and mock-ups instantly without human intervention. But we have to look past the peak to see if the human designer is actually being replaced, or if the technology is simply changing how a design is executed. To test the machine's actual creative capacity, two senior designers recently went head-to-head against ChatGPT in a blind typography pairing experiment. The parameters were specific. Both the humans and the algorithm had to find the perfect body text font to complement a fixed, elegant heading font. When over 200 designers voted blindly on the results, the humans won every round. The AI consistently chose safe, mathematically common options, like Roboto and Laura. This bell curve maps font popularity, illustrating why AI lost. Algorithms rely on the mere exposure effect, defaulting to what appears most often in training data. They target the mathematical average, while human choices sit at the edges, where rule-breaking originality lives. Because AI struggles with nuanced originality, its true value to the 52. Using generative tools, a designer can now physically expand the canvas outward, building a digital environment that matches the original photo. To get a professional result, the designer provides specific art-directed constraints, defining the lighting and physical parameters with precise text prompts, like extend seamless paper backdrop and soft gradient light from left. The algorithm synthesizes those specific parameters to invent the rest of the room, matching the studio lighting and fixing reflections in a matter of seconds. This single execution eliminates 3 entire days of manual cloning, masking, and tedious retouching. This stacked bar chart shows the new workflow, the 90-10 rule. The machine executes 90% of the heavy lifting, leaving a critical 10% for human polish. When we magnify that 10% block, we see the required human quality assurance. The designer zooms in to check pixel edges for warping or hallucinations that the AI creates when it doesn't understand the physical world. Typography also stays in the human column. As our blind test showed, an algorithm cannot be trusted to handle the nuanced spacing and hierarchy of a professional layout. The human designer is also responsible for legal safety, embedding proper content credentials and metadata to ensure the work is commercially viable. By letting the machine handle high-speed production, the human's role shifts away from technical labor and toward creative direction. When you zoom out from an individual screen to an entire agency, the economic impact of this speed becomes measurable. This timeline chart shows how project delivery accelerates. A campaign that once required a 4-day production cycle shrinks into an 18-hour sprint. This speed creates a massive capacity shift. Agencies now take on 27% more clients without increasing headcount, significantly lowering overhead costs. The primary impact of AI on the design market isn't the replacement of artists. It is a massive explosion in economic productivity. Historically, a graphic designer's value was heavily tied to their mastery of technical execution, skills like deep etching and manual color correction. As tools automate high-speed production tasks like background extensions and lighting fixes, the market's focus on manual retouching as a primary skill is beginning to decrease. The core competencies of a human designer are shifting toward the things a machine cannot calculate: emotional storytelling, cultural comprehension, and strategic direction. The designers who navigate this change successfully won't be the ones competing with the algorithms, but the ones directing them.